Welcome to Trivia Clips. Tonight's matchup pits psychedelic poetry against rock and roll swagger, The Doors versus The Rolling Stones. Let's see if you can tell these legends apart. Part 1 starts now. 1. Which song by The Doors begins with the line, "You know that it would be untrue, you know that I would be a liar"? A. Riders on the Storm. B. Light My Fire. C. Break On Through. To the Other Side. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, B. Light My Fire, released in 1967. Light My Fire became The Doors' first #1 U.S. hit. It was mostly written by guitarist Robbie Krieger, not Jim Morrison. The song blends rock, jazz, and Latin influences. Its album version features long instrumental solos. The track stirred controversy for its suggestive lyrics. It remains one of the band's signature songs worldwide. 2. Which Rolling Stones song was inspired by a newspaper headline about social unrest? A. Paint It Black. B. Street Fighting Man. C. Gimme Shelter. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, B. Street Fighting Man. Street Fighting Man was released in 1968 during political turmoil. Mick Jagger was inspired by protests in Paris and the U.S. The acoustic guitar tone came from recording through a cheap cassette deck. Its rebellious lyrics led to some U.S. radio stations banning it. The song became a counterculture anthem. It still resonates as a protest song today. 3. Which Doors song was their debut single in 1967? A. Break On Through, To the Other Side. B. People Are Strange. C. Love Her Madly. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, A. Break On Through, To the Other Side. Break On Through was the opening track on their debut album. It introduced Jim Morrison's intense vocal style. The organ riff by Ray Manzarek became instantly recognizable. Its lyrics referenced expanding consciousness and breaking limits. Although not a big hit at first, it became a classic later. It set the tone for The Doors' psychedelic rock identity. 4. Which Rolling Stones album features the tongue and lips logo for the first time? A. Sticky Fingers. B. Exile on Main Street. C. Let It Bleed. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, A. Sticky Fingers, released in 1971. Sticky Fingers debuted the famous tongue and lips logo. The design was created by John Pash, inspired by Mick Jagger. The album included hits like Brown Sugar and Wild Horses. Its original cover had a working zipper designed by Andy Warhol. The record marked the band's transition into the 70s era. It's considered one of their best works. 5. Which Doors song features the sound of thunder and rain? A. Riders on the Storm. B. The End. C. Waiting for the Sun. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, A. Riders on the Storm, released in 1971. Riders on the Storm was Jim Morrison's last recorded song. The track mixes jazz influences with a haunting atmosphere. The sound effects were created by adding real storm recordings. Its lyrics are partly based on a serial killer story. It became a top 20 hit in the US and UK. It's considered one of the Doors' masterpieces. 6. Which Rolling Stones song begins with the line, "I see a red door and I want it painted black"? A. Ruby. Tuesday. B. Paint It Black. C. Angie. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, B. Paint It Black. Released in 1966, Paint It Black topped charts worldwide. It features Brian Jones on sitar, giving it a distinctive sound. The dark lyrics deal with grief and loss. Its Eastern influences stood out in rock at the time. It became a defining song of the Stones' 1960s era. The track remains a fan favorite decades later. 7. Which Doors song was famously performed on The Ed Sullivan Show, despite network objections? A. touch me. B, love me 2 times. C, light my fire. You have 5 seconds to answer. Correct answer, C, light my fire. The Doors were asked to change Girl, We Couldn't Get Much Higher for TV. Jim Morrison refused and sang the original lyric live. CBS banned the band from ever appearing again. The incident became part of Morrison's rebellious legend. It boosted the song's notoriety among young fans. It's still one of rock's most famous TV moments. That's it for part 1. Think you can handle more Rolling Stones swagger and Doors mystique? Let's move to part 2 for even tougher questions.